Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. This is going to be yet another review of my gorgeous Springfield TRP operator. And before we get this video started, as always, I wanted to give a huge shout out to this video sponsor, which is of course Seal One. Seal One makes a wide variety of firearms cleaning and maintenance supplies. I absolutely love those guys over at Seal One. They have been supporting my channel for years. And even before this ad campaign has started, I have been using their products years before that. It smells great, it's bio-based and non-toxic, and comes in a variety of options from paste to liquid, even sub-zero options, so it's not going to freeze up on you on those cold winter months. And they also have now bow care products and cleaning kits. Pretty much anything you are looking for, Seal One can provide, and it is really, really good stuff. They're also giving you guys 25% off of your order. All you got to do is type in FF-25 in the discount code section at checkout. That's FF-25, and that gets you 25% off of your entire order. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. The Springfield TRP operator back on the table again. I can't keep this thing off the channel. I just can't do it. I have had just a love for this pistol for almost a decade, and now that I finally have one in my collection and have been shooting it oh so frequently, you guys are just going to get kind of bombarded with Springfield TRP content. But you know what? There wasn't a ton of content out there on this variation of 1911 on the internet. There were a few videos here or there, but I think this is a grossly missed opportunity for what I am naming in this review the best 1911 of all time. What a title. And it's absolutely true in my opinion. I left this pistol exactly how it was after the last range day. We are getting to now a little over 1,000 rounds on this pistol, and it is disgustingly dirty. Probably can't tell from the camera, but I got carbon all the way back here. My light is carboned up. It is getting a little squishy up in that slide area, but it is still chugging along without issue. The reason why I left it like this is because so many people out there complain about 1911s having issues in classes. They can't get through 500 rounds or 1,000 rounds. And again, I think really there are a lot of 1911s out there that have that issue, but this is why I'm so incredibly impressed with the TRP. Usually, in my experience, the tighter the 1911 is, the more match grade and expensive the 1911 is, it is going to be wholly unreliable. And usually you will not get through 500 rounds without at least one hiccup. And after 500 rounds, it's absolutely going to need a cleaning in order to run reliably again. That is just the reality. And that's why really I'm not ever too excited to jump on board with a $4,000 1911. This pistol is still incredibly tight, a little bit of battle rattle, but really not that much, and 100% reliability. It has now gone over 500 rounds without cleaning, and I have had absolutely zero malfunctions of any type. Doesn't matter the magazine, the ammunition choice, hollow points, full metal jacket, whatever the grain weight is, this pistol ran it 100% all of the time and continued on accuracy all of the time. So I think that is a really important point to note, because this is still going to give you that match grade accuracy with that awesome full length bull barrel without the barrel bushing, but you still have the reliability, and that's where it gets missed on a lot of 1911s in this class. As I've said in earlier reviews about the TRP, I'm not a fan of Springfield as a company. I think, companies, if we're really pointing fingers at a company, a firearms manufacturing company for political things, you can pretty much call out almost every major manufacturer of today. But obviously, Springfield most recently has had a lot of issues politically in the past years. All of that aside, I'm still going to call out the fact that when it comes to 1911s, there are 45 1911s, I believe they're some of the best on the market for the price point. I paid close to full retail for this pistol from a third party, and it was around $1,800. I have never been paid by Springfield in any capacity. All of my 1911s from them I have bought. And I think the TRP, being the full rail variation, is again one of the best. I have still continued to bring brand new shooters to the range, and this pistol recoils like a 9mm 1911. It has just an incredible feeling. You have the push of the 45, but because of the full-length dust cover, what that is going to give you is a really, really great shooting experience of kind of this like push, but also low ride at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. It's just incredible. And every new shooter that I've had behind this pistol has said the exact same thing, that it just shoots so incredibly well for them. And that's usually the case with 1911s, but again, this TRP is just on that kind of higher plane. I have so many 1911s in the collection now I can't even keep track, and again, this without a doubt shoots the best. I have still had incredible grouping with this at 15 yards and in, even in the current carboned up configuration. When I bring it out to like 25 or 30 yards, the groups are much wider than I would hope them to be. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm any sort of an expert shot or anything like that, but I routinely shoot pistols out to even 40 yards, and my groups open up a good bit out at those distances compared to other pistols. And I actually think it might be me not really understanding or adjusting properly the target sights. I find that these target sights are very, very good up at a close distance, and then the distance that they're supposed to perform the best at compared to other sights, I struggle. So I'm sure that is primarily me. I don't believe it's the pistol in any capacity, and probably I need to do a little bit more tinkering with my zero of these sights at a proper distance. I'm thinking my zero might be a little too close, that when I go further back, the group not only opens up but kind of dips down a good bit. So we'll see there, but again, that's a me problem, not a pistol problem. I have still been carrying this every single day thanks to Falco with a variety of their holsters. I now have a badass leather shoulder holster for this pistol, which is more of a fun occasion thing, not an everyday carry thing. But needless to say, I've carried this appendix now, I've carried it strong side, and I've even carried it in the shoulder holster configuration. And anywhere that I've carried this pistol, it has just been awesome. Now, primarily where I've been carrying this the most recently is in the appendix position. That's the only thing that still gets me a little nervous with this pistol, because it is a Series 70 1911. So all that means is you do not have an additional firing pin block here. Is that an issue? Yes and no. I mean, I won't lie to you guys. If that firing pin gets hit in the perfect way, if something falls perfectly in that channel and perfectly nails that firing pin, even with the safety on, there is a possibility that pistol could go off. And that's what makes me really uneasy. If you have a Series 80 or a striker fired pistol, it is a mechanical impossibility when it comes to the gun just inadvertently, magically going bang. But in this case, there is that 0.111 whatever % chance that that is a possibility. That's just something to be aware of, and it's always something that is on my mind, which is why sometimes, yes, I absolutely do still carry in the strong side position. Some people might care more about that than others. As far as drop safe, that is also an issue with the Series 70s. However, it should be 100% drop safe with the manual safety on. If that manual safety is off, as recent drop tests have shown, that is where a Series 70 will typically run into some issues with also firing with the inertia of the firing pin and gravity. But again, with that safety on, you should not have any issues. An interesting point that I wanted to note in carrying this now for the past few months is that I thought I was going to have a ton of issues with the aggression of these grips, rubbing holes in my clothing and other things like that. And anywhere that I have carried this, I have not had an issue with these grips. It was really surprising to me because this is one of the most aggressive feeling pistols I have in my collection. And again, I have not worn a single hole in my clothing. I've not got any sort of spots that are rub and raw or anything like that from this pistol. So I thought that was very interesting. I'm starting to get quite a bit of dings and debris wear on the Cerakote. That is one area that I do think could be a little bit better, but at the same time, I mean, I've been just shooting the crap out of this gun, dry firing it a lot, drawing it in and out of a holster, but you will notice, I'm gonna try to get it to focus, kind of a lot of dings and holster wear, getting a lot of holster wear up here and slides up and down of holster wear, and that's just, it is what it is. It's a 1911, that's a hard use gun for me, so I don't care too much, but I have seen more durable finishes out there, and that is just something to note. Anytime you get just a Cerakoting, you're gonna wear it. But I will say that I have had zero issues with any rusting or anything like that with this finish. It has been 100%. You guys might know, or you might not, this has a California compliant lock in the mainspring housing that can be inadvertently locked. That is one of my main gripes with this pistol. I don't like that at all. It makes me very nervous that all of a sudden it's going to randomly go on to the locked position with recoil. I haven't had any of those issues yet, but with that being said, I probably will switch this out for a standard mainspring in the very near future. As far as trigger, with how this gun has aged like a fine wine, it is pretty freaking good as well. You got a little bit of take up, then your brake, reset, feeling oh so nice, and your brake again. I really would love to find negative things to say about this pistol. I truly don't have any. Other than capacity, which we get it at this point, that is going to be a major issue when it comes to 1911s. Usually I will carry 2 additional magazines. If you can get past that, I think this is one of the best shooting 1911s, and it's under the $2,000 price point. Too many people that do not shoot 1911s frequently don't understand that when it comes to these guns, you actually kind of don't want to pay $3,000, $4,000 for these pistols if you're expecting a duty-ready, reliable pistol. That's what I think people forget when they're buying all these staccatos and crazy souped-up 1911s, and then they all bitch and moan when they are unreliable, when you got to do a bunch of weird breaking in on those guns. These pistols were never originally designed to be that. We have kind of adapted them to that over time. Originally, they were supposed to have a little bit of battle rattle. They were supposed to have a little bit of give in the tolerances to ensure that they would run reliably in adverse conditions. And a lot of people have argued that with me, but I have an original Colt from World War I. And again, it's got a little bit of battle rattle, and that thing still kills it without issue. So it is what it is. This, I think, is the absolute top end that you're going to get for a 1911 that is going to still be combat reliable. Take that for what you will. That is going to wrap up my full review of the Springfield TRP Operator. I'm sure this thing will make it back on the channel in the very near future, the more that I shoot it. If you guys have any other questions about this pistol, please let me know down in the comment section below. You guys know I absolutely will get back to you. While you're down there, head up to the description for the ways to support the channel. And as always, stay tuned for more great videos coming soon.